Welcome back. This kama kawaida ni Gen Z Manifesto na leo tunasema kama kawaida tunaongea itutoke. Right before we took that break and during this conversation tumekuwa tukikuuliza swali on marriage. Do you think it's a scam or not? Na so we expect some of you to be giving us your feedback, mkituambia mnatuwatch mkiwa wapi na mnafikiri nini kuhusu hili. So we have Ian, I am Rodri, anasema from Kisumu. For me, still children. I don't want to get married because men outside here. Wewe. All right. Anasema fear men. Wengine hapa anasema responsibilities wamekataa kabisa. Like for me, it was just dumped because I sired him a girl and he wanted a boy. Till to date, have never healed and will never trust any man or get into any marriage. We. Mi naitwa Kalastborn. Okay, Kalastborn. Mi nilioa na 21 years. Sahi niko 39 years. My firstborn yuko college, secondborn yuko form 3, lastborn grade 7. Oa mapema, funga shughuli, piga raha na ujenge mali. Okay. Mwingine hapa anasema marriage ndio gani? We are in relationships. It can either be a day or boarding. Okay. Kuna Dipay Mark anasema from Nairobi, Gen Z wanaogopa marriage because most of them are jobless. Nyinyi wote hapa jobless. Linda, wako na kazi.
Kagina, I think this is about time we talk about pregnancy. You know, like aside from the marriage and the cultural background that seems to be influencing this, now let's talk about pregnancy and marriages. Is it that ladies now want to get pregnant and not have to be in a marriage, or what are your thoughts around that? Mpatie mic.
Kama ladies wanataka kuwa pregnant.
Kwanza wewe.
Because like, okay, I'll get pregnant for a month and idanganye ati I'll be there for you. And
Okay, let me just change your mic. Have this one.
Okay, as I was saying.
Well, party.
Okay, I'll decide to get pregnant for a man. Juu amenidanganya ati he'll be there for me during my pregnancy. And then this man decides to one day wake up and atoke aende. Yani, mi nimechoka na wewe sasa na hiyo pregnancy yako wewe jishughulikie. What do you think I'll go through during that period yenye that man has gone? You lied to me that you'll be there for me and now you're not there for me. What am I supposed to do as a woman? We don't want to get married as women. Not married. We don't want to get pregnant as women. Leave alone marriage. Hatutaki. We don't want your pregnancies. You can take your pregnancies and put them to yourselves. We don't want them.
But Linda, I'm curious.
Yes.
Is what informs this fear
Yeah,
of
like is it
these
trauma?
men not committing? Ni tabia yao vijana wamekuwa hivyo.
Wanaume ni wakora. Because wacha niongee.
Uko na mic.
Uko na mic.
Wanaume ni wakora. I'm saying this because like we've been watching our parents as we grew up, you know. So we know men as wanafaa kukuwa watu very responsible like our parents were to our mothers. But then unapata hawa wanaume, they want to be very polygamous and they cannot handle polygamy. Hawezi kuwa polygamous because one, mtu hawezi kuwa you're earning very low and you want to be a very polygamous man. In that, umekuja umeniongelesha, you want me to be your girlfriend. You go to another person, you talk to them, you want them to be your girlfriend. Like, hawatosheki in short.
Fear yako ni polygamy.
No, these men don't tosheka. Because
Sawa. Kare, perhaps you can comment on that as well because I saw you.
It's not a fear. It is said that a wise person will learn from the experiences of others. They don't wait for the experience to come to their doorstep. Now, whereas it will be very disingenuous to say that all women don't want to get pregnant. I mean, pregnancies are happening daily. People are getting pregnant daily. So I feel like this conversation is not a one-size-fits-all, first of all. Now, for those who are getting pregnant, they want to, and it's okay for them to want to. And for those who don't want to have children, it's okay, because who said having children is a standard? So it's not, it might have been informed from trauma. But I think with the realities of, we are having more conversations online about how pregnancy does to women's bodies, how motherhood is as a whole, without sugarcoating. And I feel like it is okay for some women to say, that is not what I want to do.
So it's informed by either cultural or family backgrounds.
Yes.
Talk about matriarchal families
Yes.
and also patriarchal families.
Yes.
Okay. Let me come to you, psychologist of the day. Yes, you are a psychologist, right?
Yeah.
When you hear this conversation about the ones who are thinking marriage is a scam and the ones who are not, what comes to your mind? Is this a normal behavior?
Okay, of course it's not a normal behavior. First of all, for us to, just like he said, we have reached a point whereby we've defined marriage according to what's happening. And like she said, that what we have seen, and we are waiting not to go through it. So that has made us to define something we don't want to get to. So it's normal for somebody to say marriage is a scam, but it is not normal to believe that marriage is a scam. Because I base my points of reference
Yes.
from the Bible, like she said before. When you read the context of the Bible based on marriage, we have the Bible placing marriage to be not a contract like we've been saying all through. Marriage is a covenant. And when you check on the book of Genesis, somewhere in verses of chapter 2, it says that a woman, or rather the man or somebody, will leave the family or the parents and get a wife. Then the end goal here is to have kids and whatever.
Is that still the belief now?
That is why I started by saying we have defined what we see and what has been happening, and we are shying from getting to that level. That is why we now believe it is a scam. And again, from the psychological definition of marriage, marriage is a legally or socially recognized union of two individuals that are committed both behaviorally, emotional, and cognitive. So the biggest term here is commitment. And this is what everything revolves around, including matters to do with pregnancy, matters to do with financial whatever, and everything goes around commitment. And when we talk about a covenant, we have a lot of things that makes a covenant become a covenant, and things that we should not break to ensure that the covenant meets its goal.
Hey, wow, vast reactions. Kagina, what
Linda,
are your thoughts?
Allow me, I'll not even weigh in on this matter. Allow
Yes.
me just to engage another
Yes.
psychologist here, also a mental health awareness champion.
Award-winning.
Award-winning.
Yes.
So, Brother Samuel, during this conversation from the onset, we had words like depressed, married people are depressed, ndo wamejaza ba. we had, some of these decisions on whether to get married, whether to get pregnant or not, whether to sire children or not, are informed from traumas. From where you sit, does all these, in terms of mental awareness, affect or inform sisi kama Gen Z na how we viewing marriage?
Okay, so I would like to say this. Picture this. There's 20 accidents that happen in a week. But there are over 10 million people who reach their destinations. What you get to see is the 20 people who passed away. But what you don't get to see is the 10 million people who got to their destination. So technically what I'm trying to say, most people base on the negativity rather than the positive. Because a lot of marriages out here succeed, but you never hear about them. Because this is my success. You don't need to hear about it. But the kama tu vile Kiswahili sema kibaya
Chajiuza.
kizuri. Exactly. So you don't
Wacha jitembeza.
Mbele ya TV mnatudanganya.
exactly. So once we focus a lot on the negative, it gets to us. But when you focus more on the positive, you won't see this. Like for example, personally, I detest negative energy. So whenever I am around too much negativity, it just overwhelms me. So the thing is, if Yes. So
I'm
if
very
you're
curious.
if you're around an environment where marriages don't succeed, where children's are, you have single mothers who complain or single fathers who complain, that's what you'll always perceive in your entire life.
So unasema watu wachange attitude ama wachange environment?
Change your mindset first. You can change you can take the street, you can take a man out of the street, but you can never take the street out of. Exactly.
Linda?
I love that. Okay, everyone is raising their hands. Hey, help me out, director. It is a statement. Who has the mic?
Oh, about
Okay.
pregnancy.
30 seconds before
Okay,
I give it
so
to you.
let me be brief. I think pregnancy is a life risk for women, but patriarchy decides to show it as sunshine and roses, but kids are just beautiful, Nini, and which it can be. Kids are a blessing, but pregnancy also comes with a lot of risk, including death. And nobody ever tells women that. They only tell them the positive side, and they don't make informed decisions of whether or not they want pregnancy. And it's even worse because women don't even get appreciated for the pregnancy. Because in case a man amwe kuruka your pregnancy and the woman decides to take the responsibility, she will get shamed for it. She will get shamed.
Ni kufanyiwa nini?
Even just for the word of mouth.
Okay.
Even single mothers, they get shamed, and they're the ones who decided to take the responsibility to be the good person. The man mwenye ako huko atangoja tu ifike graduation na kuja sema, oh, my son, my legacy, jina yangu ya mwisho. It's so unfair. Ngoja nijibu alikuwa anasema, oh, marriage is beautiful these days because women can work, they also get, like, the responsibility
50-50.
can be shared. The man's responsibility is shared. Now, you guys can see, the man's responsibility is like 20% just providence, and the rest is for the women. We are sharing that 20% already, but mine, my pregnancy, my house chores, my housekeeping, you don't want to share it. So, marriage is slavery for women. It is slavery for
Sawa,
women.
Brandi. Aya, ni slavery pia. I think yeye tujampea time vizuri. Ni slavery, si slavery before then he concludes.
Okay, with me it is not slavery. Yeah. No.
You're the one who gets served. You're the one.
No,
Okay,
no.
okay, let him speak. Let him speak. Okay. Ongeza volume ndio wakuamini.
Mwacheni
hawa watu.
aongee.
Yeah, okay. According to me, before marriage comes, I think husband and wife wanakaa chini and then they come and build up. But one of the these two people, which is the woman, gives a lot of ana expects mingi, yani ana expectations mingi zenye mwanaume anafaa kumfanyia, zenye zikigo wrong anaona marriage as a slavery. Yeah.
Okay, sawa. Aya, 10 seconds. 10 seconds before I give my final thought.
Okay, so for me, I want to start by saying the hardest tea to swallow is reality. And the reality is that we are not ready for this thing. Honestly, we are not.
For
most
what?
of us are not ready for the marriage.
Okay.
We are not at all. When it comes to the point of saying marriages, are the relationships even working? Let's start from that. Relationships are not even working. Then why are we even looking at marriage? Where relationships zenyewe zinakaa ni kama tuna struggle in the first place.
Thank you so
Hatuko
much.
pazuri, tuko pabaya, by the way.
Hey, I wish we had more time. Everyone wants to speak, but well, that's all from my panelists. And in today's world, where everything from economic pressures to evolving pressures, then the relationships has really shifted to something else, and everyone will stay with their own beliefs. We are in a liberal world, right? So marriage ikuwe scam, isikuwe scam, kaende. Kagina.
Well, mi nitasema, you know those cook shows where you're given different ingredients and then you're told cook. Now marriage is such. So wewe ukiamua mashakura, it's up to you. Ukiamua
Ni pilau.
ukiamua kazi tu ni done, then it's up to you. Back to Miss K.
Right. Thank you so much, Kagina. And I can trust you because you have a ring on your finger. Now, hapo kwenye pregnancies, because pregnancies are a major aspect in marriages. We've heard of something called weaponized pregnancies. We've heard men in marriages talking about nilimpea mimba ili atulie. I can even quote one MP who said, to prevent another man from taking her, I decided to destabilize her.
Destabilize.
So I made sure every year she must give birth. You know, when someone is pregnant or breastfeeding, no one notices them. I knew after several children, she'd be written off. Those who used to admire her would move on with their lives. I'm the opposite of tall, dark, and handsome. I'm short, brown, ugly, and disabled. So this is clearly a man who knows amepungukiwa kiflani. Therefore, he uses the one thing, which is his seed,
As a weapon.
as a weapon to destabilize the wife in a marriage context, which is supposed to give me safety, as she said. Yeah? And another person said that marriages are about commitment. What happens then when this commitment is weaponized, sir?
Thank you, Ms. K. I must say, one, it is wrong to weaponize marriage because that is not the original intention of the marriage. And, weaponizing it by bringing new people who are children in this whole, mix, and because that is not the goal that, you're having in the first place. So it is wrong to weaponize a marriage. But again, too, what is causing this man to be weaponized? What is causing this man to weaponize the whole marriage? That is what we must look at, because that is the real root cause of the whole problem.
Right.
So the society has imposed a lot of expectation, and that is what we must try and solve in the first place. And that's why I'm saying the only solution lies in redefining this whole system.
Right.
Because now, this man is a failure if he does not have a family. This man is a failure if he does not have a wife. The man is a failure if the wife does not give birth to a child, and so many other things.
A male child.
And I know of also ladies are also disadvantaged in their very many other ways because they are caught up in this crossfire of this man trying to meet these societal expectations.
Right.
So it is wrong to weaponize marriage as an institution, because if we were to really say by what Christians would say, it is a holy institution that was created by God himself. And the idea was that man and woman should live together peacefully and give birth to children. But that is nowadays not the case, because people are fearing, because if a man is going to weaponize marriage in order to destabilize a woman like the MP is saying, then that is absolutely wrong.
Thank you, Joshua. Malika, and you actually made a video about this the other day. Please tell me your thoughts.
First of all, even look at the language he's used. He's already admitted that he wants to destabilize her. So when you have a person in leadership position saying that they want to weaponize their seed against a woman, are women supposed to smile and say, yeah, I want to have more babies? Come on, guys. We can't.
So what does this tell you as a Gen Z? What are you taking from this?
It tells me that, one, as the gentleman at the back said, we need to look at ourselves first. I think that's one of the first things I mentioned. We have to look at ourselves. Society is here to control you. It's up to you to choose whether are you falling for the control, which pill are you taking, red pill or blue pill? Are you staying in the control system, or are you actually using your brain? I can use myself as an example. I actually wanted to have children by the age of 24. It's only till 24 actually itself. I was like, girl, what the heaven are you thinking?
Why?
Exactly.
What changed your mind?
Me realizing that, for one, I'm not even financially able to take care of this child. Because the one thing we've noticed with the men here saying, women are asking for too much. They're saying the providing is too much. Okay, fine. Let me remove that off the table. Let me do it myself. I believe every woman needs to be in a position where she can take care of that child peke yake. By herself.
So unasema
before you have a child.
Usitegemee mwanaume.
Wacha nakwambia wanawake, munisikize na musikize vizuri. Please hold your ear. Unakumbuka ile primary? Do not go ahead and let a man colonize your uterus when you're not ready.
And by ready you mean financially?
Not just financially, because children come with more than, it's so much more about the money. Are you mentally stable? Are you able to emotionally regulate yourself? Because as even the other gentleman was saying, people are not ready for these things. Ni kierere tu. Na yo kierere, it's messing up the institution. At the same time, we're looking at those behind us as an example. The millennial women who tell women, men kazi yao ni kucheat, accept and move on. What is that? That is teaching women what about the institution of marriage? That we cannot trust in it, that it is not actually honored and holy as most people here have said ni ya Mungu. Kama ni ya Mungu, why are we encouraging people to go and have intercourse with every Tom, Dick and Harry? Why? It doesn't really make sense. And at the same time, as my brother said here,
As you wind up, Malika.
yes, as I wind up, it is up to us, mimi as a individual, mimi kama Malika.
Right.
Nimeona ukijana tumependana. We have, as the other guy said, we sit down, we have a conversation. A conversation is not just before we get married. I believe you have to have muonge kila wiki. Constantly. Because that's the only way to know
Because
we have a
people grow
problem. Exactly. People
the years
grow,
go
people
by.
change.
Right.
So I think people are so afraid to do the work on themselves to be able, like this MP, anajua yako, anajua insecurity zake, but yeye anajua insecurity zake amesema, let me use this thing as a weapon, which is very wrong.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Malika. Joshua, your parting shot as we finish.
My parting shot is, guys, we need to redefine this whole system. Let us try and rethink this whole system. I know it's hard to defend men because for many years the system really favored men. That is the truth, we must say. But for us to be able to progress, for us to be able to grow, because also our society cannot work where we cannot have trust, we cannot have these values. And that's why, you know, nowadays it's very difficult. Even in countries like Japan and China, people are being paid to even give birth. So it's really crazy because we may grow extinct if we do not really continue this whole thing. So we just need to appreciate what has been happening and we just accept that we can come together to the table, a man and a woman, reason out how you want your relationship to be, and then the rest is going to work.
All right, Joshua,
agree with
nasikia
that.
kuna claps the other side, ni kama tumeelewana. Now, clearly, we have a cocktail of opinions as Gen Zs when it comes to marriage. But one thing is for sure, this lot is aware of the good, the bad, and the ugly which comes with joining the institution. So as we close the show tonight, here are my 2 cents. My dear fellow Gen Zs, yeah? Remember that sensual pleasures have the fleeting brilliance of a comet, but a happy marriage has the tranquility of a lovely sunset. So choose wisely who you want to stare at the sunset for the rest of your life. And for those who choose not to get married, power to you. It's really not a matter of life and death. You see, happiness is a choice. You can find it anywhere and everywhere else. You simply need to seek it. And for those in for it for purely business purposes, may the money flow, beloved. You see, at the end of the day, at this time and age, the goal is to surround ourselves with people who make our lives a little bit better in any way as we continue to seek and fight for better governance. It's always about the person you go home to after maandamano, after an argument with your diabolical boss, after an unfortunate encounter with the traffic police officer. So pick your person and have a blast, beloved. That's it from us tonight. My name is Miss Kahiro, and this has been the Gen Z Manifesto. See you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Good night.